Hey everybody, this is Steve Larsen, and welcome to a very special episode of Sales Funnel Radio.
Welcome to Sales Funnel Radio, where you'll learn marketing strategies to grow your online business using today's best internet sales funnels. And now, here's your host, Steve Larsen.
All right, you guys. Hey, this is exciting. For me, I'm just selfishly wanting to talk to, in my opinion, one of the coolest people that is out there. One of the most inspiring stories, doing exactly what they love. So I'm just excited that I hit the record button and you guys get to listen in, because there's a lot that I feel like I could learn from this person. I haven't done an interview in a very long time, and I'm excited to bring on just a complete rock star. Everybody, this is Alison Prince. Alison, how you doing?
Good. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You've been running the, Pick a Plum and Because I Can clan for a while now, right?
I have. I actually own 7 businesses, Stephen.
Oh, really?
7.
Don't tell Russell.
I know. I'm a little bit of a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, we get that. That's cool. What's your most favorite one right now that you're doing?
Do you know, it's actually the Because I Can clan.
Oh, really? That's your most recent one, isn't it?
It is. I launched that right after I joined the Inner Circle, and launched it in about March, officially in March.
That's awesome. Now, just for everyone listening, the first time I ever met Alison, it was actually, do you want to tell everyone how you got into the Inner Circle? I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I hope I don't get in trouble for it.
No, it'll be awesome.
So I own a blog called How Does She? And we have been running that for almost 8 years, which is crazy. And we're always trying to learn, always trying to figure out new ways to do affiliate type promotions on the blog. So I went to an affiliate conference. It was actually down in Las Vegas. And when I got there, it was it was not the conference that I signed up for. I went to the classes. I swear, every single speaker was drunk. It was totally a clickbait class. The title was one thing, and then what they spoke on was totally different. I'm like, where am I? And so I saw ClickFunnels, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if this will really help my business. So I went and I listened, and to Russell, and his title was exactly what he spoke about. He wasn't drunk. And I really appreciated the honesty from the title, his pitch, the way he presented himself. I was just super impressed with it. And then 2 weeks later, I had joined the Inner Circle. So from just figuring out who Russell Brunson was, 2 weeks later, joined the Inner Circle because I knew he was good. I knew his message was good. I knew he was honest. And so I just jumped in with both feet.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And I mean, it was literally, 2 weeks later, you were at the Funnel Hackathon event, the FAT event.
Yes, which was a wild ride.
Yeah, so great. Yeah. And you stood up and you were talking and stuff. And it's funny because you introduced yourself and your story. And I remember, it's an intense 3 days. And in the back office, though, like back in Russell's office, he and I were both like, have you met that Alison lady? Oh my gosh, she's so cool. Where does she come from? Where are more people like that? I'm like, oh, when we see you as an individual and you as a person and the things that you're doing, you just seem like the kind of person that is 100% truly genuine and there and happy. You're present in the moment. And it makes people wonder, who is this lady? How is she doing what she's doing, and why am I not doing that? And it's really cool. We talked all about, not that, don't think, we were talking all about you, but we were just, it's really easy.
Lots of people do. I don't care.
It's really easy to see just that you absolutely love what you do, and it's super unique. It's extremely inspiring, and because you've got the family side down and the business side down, it seems like, and you're traveling. Anyways. Now,
Yeah. Well, there is so I've been over to Thailand for the last 3 weeks. I have severe jet lag right now.
Oh, I bet.
And I took my whole family over there. We were out there for 3 weeks doing service projects. Cool. And why? Because we can, right? So I decided I've been able to do this and I have lived my dream life. Now it's time to help others live their dream life too. We have so many opportunities here in America. The education, like on YouTube, university, everything that like Russell gives. Stephen, your podcast is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
We have so much information to change our lives. So I decided to start because I can plan, because we can change our lives. We can do the things, live the dreams that we want to, and be in the moment, have the family. I mean, I have 4 kids and we're over in Thailand and like rural, like severe poverty, helping those kids, trying to help them, change their lives. We were able to do some job training over there too. And it was just, I don't know, there's just so much opportunity, so much excitement out there to be able to live how you want to. Like, it's there. There's so much out there right now.
It's so true. It's so true. Before I hit the record button, everyone, we were talking and you're saying, it seems like you and Russell don't sleep. And that's like so true. It's for the exact same reason. It's so, it's funny, all these things that we learn and we go do, it's fun, but there's also a bit of a mantle that comes with it. It sometimes feels like that, like you have a responsibility, in my opinion, to go out and help other people now that you know how to do so. Anyway, I'm just completely in agreement of what you're saying, because it's so real and tangible when you start getting to these levels of, various success, that you got to turn around and I believe, and sounds like you do too, that there's a little bit of a responsibility to turn around and kind of just help humanity, help the other guy who's still struggling. And
yeah. And then I think it's okay. So let's go back. I think it might be a little bit of selfishness too.
Sure.
Because when you serve, you feel so good. And so if you can create a business around serving, like, it just fulfills you.
Yeah.
And you, in the mornings when you get up, it's not hard to get up at 5, 6 in the morning, and you're so excited to get to work, and you don't feel like you're working. Like, it's just this beautiful, this beautiful thing that goes together where you're actually having fun every single day, doing what you love, and then going to bed at night knowing that you did, I don't know, you're just happy. It just fulfills.
Yeah.
It fills me.
That's so fun. That's so cool. I know. Yeah. I love what I do for people. My wife always makes fun of me. She's like, how come you get kind of awkward every time someone asks you what to do, or what you do? And I'm like, well, because I don't know what to say sometimes. How much time do they have? It's
so true.
Just tell them everything, and they'll run away from you from that. But so I am extremely interested. My sister, my brother, lots of my close family and friends actually follow you very closely, and what you do, and they're incredibly inspired by it. And I just wanted to ask, I mean, did you always want to have your own business? Is it something you stumbled into? Is it something you created out of a side necessity? You know what I mean? What really puts you into that?
Okay, so when I went to college, and I was a junior high teacher, if you can believe that.
Wow, I had no idea.
And I loved those kids. I laughed at them every single day. Imagine, 300 eighth graders that you got to see every single day.
Wow.
They were just a ball of energy.
Yeah.
I know some people, it's like their worst nightmare, but I love it. We had so much fun together. Like, we would do pumpkin chucking contests, and then we would sit in shopping carts for the mass equals acceleration times whatever. Right. I forgot. It's all physics stuff, right? We'd put a kid in a shopping cart, push them down the hallway to see if they would go faster. If someone was in the shopping cart, out of the shopping cart, like, we had so much
That's awesome.
fun learning, right?
Yeah.
And then I got my first paycheck, Stephen.
Yeah.
It was like a slap in the face, because they handed me my paycheck and they said, oh, by the way, you qualify for food stamps. And I was like, wait, what? No, I studied math and science for 4 years in college.
Wow.
I get food stamps. And they're like, yep, welcome to being a teacher. And, I should have done the research beforehand.
Yeah.
But, when you're young, you don't really think about money until you start having children and your husband's going to school full time and like you have real bills. So I started a little tutoring business on the side, and I could tutor 1 to 2 kids a night, but I had a baby at home. My husband was going to school full time, and I just couldn't get enough tutoring hours in. So then I started hiring people and hired them for $15 an hour, but charged $20 an hour. So I made an additional $5. And then I ended up hiring about 4 teachers. And so I was making as much money, not actually having to go and work those 2 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And so that's when the entrepreneur bug bit, as I figured out how I could free up my time by hiring other people to be able to grow a business or to be able to work on the things that made me happy. And I haven't stopped since.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What eventually made you leave that? It could be, I really wanted to be a 10th grade history teacher for a long time. That was actually my dream for a long time. That's the first time all you guys on this podcast have heard that. I really love history. I love war stories. I love all that stuff. And it was the exact same thing you just said. It was the paycheck that kept me from doing any of that. And what eventually made you leave that altogether?
Well, we moved to Oklahoma. My husband got accepted to school out there, and the pay was $10,000 less than the pay in Utah, if you can even imagine that. And then I was pregnant with my second child. We were on food stamps, state support, and I was working a ton as a teacher. And I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't right. I don't want to be on state assistance. I've gone to college. My husband's going to college. And so I became a realtor at that point. I had to stop the tutoring business because
really,
this is going to tell you how old I am, but the internet really wasn't up and going at that point.
Sure.
And it was hard to do a business out of state. So I became a realtor during the boom, and I made $60,000 working part-time. Was able to get off all the assistance, be able to help pay for my husband's college. And through that, like real estate, I was helping new buyers. And so I was still educating. I was still getting that fulfillment of educating people. But it was just in a different area. I was helping new home buyers find their first home, and it was awesome. So, and then that just led to the next business, and then the next business. And then eventually it rolled around into How Does She, which is the blog, and I call it my playground, where I get to learn how the internet works, how to grow Facebook. We actually grew our Facebook page to 2 million followers organically.
That's huge.
And that was, I know, we just hit 2 million like 2 weeks ago, and we did it in about 2 years. So we were pretty excited about that. So I get to learn and play. And now I started, because I can plan, helping others be able to do the entrepreneur side of things, to be able to change their lives, to be able to, if they are teachers and they need extra money, there's a way to do it where it doesn't eat all your time. There's a way to do it to be able to bring in the extra income.
Yeah. Now, I know everyone's situations are different, especially all the guys who are listening out there. Everyone's coming from different backgrounds, so obviously take what I'll say with a grain of salt here. But I remember the exact same thing when we were in college and all this stuff. Like when we were first starting out, we had to take loans, we had to get all the assistance and stuff, and I could not help but fight this incredibly huge feeling that I was just cheating, and I needed to go create a business. And that's one of the major reasons I started doing that also. And now you're heavily involved though right now in e-commerce, right?
Yes. So
big.
I started the blog with How Does She, we would do posts, and they were creative posts like how to make this or how to make that. And then people would say, where do you get your products from? And I was sending them to Home Depot. I was sending them to Michael's Crafts. And then one day I was like, why am I not sending them to me? Why am I sending them to these other stores? Why don't I set up like an e-commerce store. So I started a business called Pick Your Plum, and sold out the very first day. And what it was is it was a daily deal site, and I would have one product up every single day. And I would, the very first day, put up my product, sold out. Second day, sold out. Third day, didn't sell any. And I'm like, dang it, is this the right thing? And then grew it into a huge business within 2 years. Just by sending people over. It was just one product a day. Now it's about 70, 80 products a day. But in the beginning, it was just one product a day. I had never done e-commerce before. And then we would sell out so fast. And a lot of our American distributors, they would run out of the product for us. So I got on an airplane, went over to China.
Wow.
And started finding manufacturers. I don't know any Chinese. I've never been to China. I've never taken a business class, Stephen, ever.
They're overrated. off the record, they're totally overrated. I've learned more from books. It's all good.
Yep. I learned more from doing and getting on that plane to China than I ever could have in a classroom.
Yeah.
And it was scary. I had 4 kids at the time. My sweet husband was here, and I'm like, I'm going to China. And he's like, okay. Like, it's not just like going to the mall and getting products, right?
No.
It's crazy across the world. So yeah, got on a plane, went and found manufacturers, and then started to learn how to import. Did I make mistakes? Oh, yes, I did. But did I learn from it and created a successful business from it? Absolutely. It was well worth that.
Yeah, I remember, one of the most recent things that I've heard of that you've done is you sold pillowcases. Mm-hmm. First of all, how did you choose pillowcases out of every product that was out there?
Okay, so let me back up a little bit and tell you a little bit more about the story.
I would love that. Yeah.
My daughters, they were sleeping in, and they were 10 and 13 at the time. This is when I'm running How Does She? When I'm running Pick Your Plum. Okay. And the girls, they were just being teenagers, right? And they were tired and sleeping until 10. And my husband and I were like, we don't want to raise children that are lazy, which they weren't. They were just trying to figure out, what they wanted. And
sure.
So what we did is we said, you guys have 3 options. You can move out of the house, which of course we didn't want them to move out of the house. You can do more chores, which we're going to start at 7:00 in the morning on a Saturday morning, or you can start a business. Which of those 3 choices would you want to do? And of course they were like, we want to start a business. We want to start a business.
Cool.
And so what they did is they started this business. I gave them some resources, but I really wanted them to try it and to test it because I didn't want to be holding their hand the whole time. They needed to learn this journey, right?
Yeah.
Stephen, you're not going to believe this, but in 9 months, just 9 months, right? They sold over $100,000.
That's crazy.
$100,000. And my daughter, Michaela, she was in junior high at the time. She would come home crying because she couldn't get her locker open. And I'm like, don't worry, honey. You just sold $5,000 today. You can pay someone to open up your locker for you.
A 10 and a 13-year-old, $100,000.
10 and a 13-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. They sold over $100,000 in 9 months. And so I was like, okay, if these girls can do it, other people can do it, right? So then I, of course, went to my sister because you got to test it, right?
Yeah.
I've done it with my girls. So I went to my sister. I'm like, hey, let's try something. And she needed something at the time because she needed a new roof. There was just a lot going on in her life, and she was budgeting and going to garage sales and just didn't have a ton of money to buy this roof that she needed. And so she went through this whole thing, and she sold $129,000 in 9 months. Apparently she wanted to outdo the girls.
But new roof.
and got her new roof. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. So people have said, Alison, well, that's cool. You've done it. And it's probably because you have these platforms, right? I mean, I'm not going to lie. How Does She has a great following of 2 million people. And when the girls started, it wasn't that big of a number. And so people have said, Alison, of course you can do it. You have these huge social media platforms. So this goes to the pillowcases. So I built a business to prove that you don't need to have this huge social media following to be successful. So I went out and I found that pillowcases, like the lamest, boring product, right? Were trending. And that's the rule, like secret number one, right? The rule to success is just sell what other people are buying. If people are buying it, just put it in front of them.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and have this huge, crazy Shark Tank idea. So we went and we built this little pillowcase business. And in 24 months, we sold over $1 million in pillowcases.
That is insane.
And it was to prove that you don't have to have this big, huge social media following. And on that pillowcase business, there's only like 55 Facebook followers. And it's my sister and my brother, and I guarantee you they did not buy $1.1 million in pillowcases. Promise.
Now, my brother and my sister, they've all gone through your course. They love your course. They talk about you all the time. Good. Yeah, they just really, really love it, all the value you put out there too, and showing people how you do it. Their biggest question afterward, though, and I was wondering if I could ask you here, was...
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, was what are some of the methods you use to go find what people are buying?
So I've actually built, and I go through it step by step in the course. And so maybe I just need to point them to that again. But you go and there are specific sites that I look at to see what's trending. And I check it almost every single day. Except, of course, when I was in Thailand, because you couldn't get the internet half the time. But the internet is so amazing and so beautiful. And it literally spoon feeds you the information. Yeah. You just have to know where to find it and be receptive to it.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Once you know how to find the hashtag trending on specific sites, then you just see what's selling. And then you go and you don't copy their idea. I want to put that out there. You don't copy, like if they've got a specific branded product, you don't copy it. But there's so many commodity products out there. Like my girls, they didn't come up with some new crazy idea. You want to know what they sold?
Huh.
Did I already tell you what they sold?
No, I don't think so.
They sold scarves, Stephen. Scarves.
$100,000 with scarves. I told Russell the other day, if there's another like 12-year-old that makes $1 million, I'm gonna so help me, because it's ridiculous. The formulas are all out there, everybody, for you to actually just make money.
It is.
You really just have to look around. The market will always tell you what you need to sell. I always tell people the creativity that you need in order to make a lot of money is actually not inside of you. You don't have it, or you don't possess it. All you do is you look around at everything that's around you, and you look at the market through some of the ways Alison's talking about, and there's these ways you can test and see before you jump in, and before it's scary and you might lose your shirt. The market will always tell you what to sell. It's not inside of you to know.
You do, and you don't invest a lot of money. I love that you said that. Yeah. So the girls, they didn't put in like $16,000, right? No, they bought some from California, and then they just tested it. We probably, put in maybe like $100 to $200 to see if they would even sell. Right. And they sold out very fast. So we knew we had something, and then we invested more, and then we invested more. Don't risk your whole life savings. You don't need to. Like that's crazy, Stephen. I have sold so many products, and to this day, I still won't invest huge money into stuff until I test it.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to.
No.
Test it first.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I'm in the middle of doing that with my own thing. Just this small little $100 thing, and it's been running for a long time. And finally, I feel like, all right, that's been tested to death. I think that I can actually jump full in on this other thing, and it's been a lot of fun to do that. But the testing is so key. And everybody dreams, I feel like, we get caught in this. It's totally the Shark Tank mentality. I need to sell something that's big and unique and crazy. I call it product Big Bang Theory, where it's just boom, this big massive idea that no one's ever heard of before. The problem is that no one ever wants that stuff. They think they do.
I know.
It's really product evolution. So you're just finding other things that are selling, and you add little tweaks to them, and go blow it up. Which, this is Sales Funnel Radio. Which funnel do you use to sell that stuff?
Okay, so you have to remember that I just started ClickFunnels in March, and
you're a pro.
From February until June, I have been out of the country for 2 of the months. So it has been insane and crazy, crazy stuff. But I did a freemium funnel. And honestly, the freemium funnel didn't convert as much as the $4.99 funnel did.
Wow.
So I know it's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. The scarves, we actually, this was done before I knew about ClickFunnels, the scarves. So we just did it on a basic shopping cart website. And we did a freemium offer then, did amazing. We did, 3 free scarves with the shipping price and then shipping and handling, and they did amazing. We did a lot of those. It did really well. But I've noticed that in the community that I am in, and I work with a lot of bloggers, I work with a lot of marketplaces, the freemium offer isn't converting as well. I think people are a little scared of it. They've been burnt by it. It's too good to be true. Yeah. So if we can just give them a really good deal, like let's say we do the pillowcases for 2 for $24, that goes like wildfire with free shipping because it's an offer. And what you and Russell both talk about is give them an option, give them an offer they cannot turn down. And 2 for $24 with free shipping on these pillowcases, people eat it up. And so what we've been doing is we've been putting a lot of funnels in place that just really focus on one item and one really good offer, which you guys, of course, talk about nonstop, right? And that's it. Stephen, all we have to do is just listen to you guys and do it. And it works.
I'm paying her to say that, everybody.
No, but it is so true. We overcomplicate things.
Yeah.
We just need to keep things simple and listen. And if we listen, it works, right? It's just super... We overthink things. We overcomplicate things as human beings. I know when I built my course out, I was overcomplicating things like crazy. And Stephen, like I asked you some questions and you're like, simple, Alison, keep it simple. And it converted so much better than when it was complicated.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So props to you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's funny. Most people, they tend to think, well, Alison right now, she's talking about e-commerce and I'm over here in info products. And that's completely different. So I must need to disregard all of the things that she's saying. And, or I'm doing this over here. I'm doing this over here. You guys, it's all the same. It's human psychology is just the sales processes, the way you create offers and you put it all together. It's the same thing across the board. It doesn't matter if you're selling physical, digital, and any kind of info product business, a service-based professional service like you're a dentist or something. It's all the same.
It really
you have to think what part your business fits in that model, and then go fill the gaps, and it starts to come together. So that being said, I guess how did you think up an offer that they can't turn down? That's interesting.
So I just asked them, right?
Well, it can't be that simple.
It is that simple. You put it out there, and if nobody buys, no one pulls out their wallet, your offer stinks. You don't take it personally. You just say, okay, let me come up with another offer. And I was on Facebook the other day, of course, and I wish I can remember the quote, but someone was saying the reason why he's successful is because he just puts out offers. The more offers he puts out, the better he does. Yeah. So you take your product and you put out an offer. And if it doesn't do well, okay, not a big deal. Redo it. And then test it again and test it again and test it again. We need to be testing things constantly until we can nail it. And then once we nail it, then of course we scale it. We grow it as big as we can. But we are like, to put out a Facebook offer, it doesn't cost a lot of money. Or if you've got a good following, it doesn't really cost anything to just test it, right? Or you put out an offer, you put $5 in. If someone bites, take it. Tweak it just a little bit. See if you can get 2 people to buy off of it. And I think that's what people think, is they put out an offer, and if nobody buys, they're like, oh, my product stinks, or, oh, I'm not good enough. When that's not the case at all. Is they just need to tweak it and try it again. You're an entrepreneur. You know this is the only way you fail as an entrepreneur is when you stop. That's when you fail right there, is when you stop.
It's funny. 2 or 3 days ago, Russell and I were at the office still. It was 1:30 in the morning, as men do. And
wait, are you sleeping at the office too? I know Russell is. On a cot or something?
Not always by choice. Sometimes I just fall asleep there because we got this big cot there in a tent right now. It's funny.
Okay, another pitch. Seriously, I'm so grateful for you guys. All the information that you give makes my life so much easier. So thank you for not ever sleeping, just for Alison friends.
Well, thank you very much. We have a lot of fun doing it. It's very, very
It does
fun.
not go unnoticed. I'm seriously very, very grateful for the whole everything you guys produce and put out there.
That's that's much appreciated. Very much. We were talking a few days ago, and he and I, for some reason, we both got on this big rant. We had been working super hard on these things, trying to relaunch and tweak and fix exactly what you're saying. Hey, what's the problem with this one? All right, let's go fix it. And just relaunch. And we both got on this topic. How did we both get started? And he started going through his journey with me, and luckily we flipped the camera on, so it's going to be an episode here soon. It's really cool. And he was walking through all the different products and all the sites and all the things that he had put out there, and the ones that worked and the ones that didn't. And I started doing the same thing, and it's really, really fun. And he asked me, he's like, when did it finally click for you? And I said, it finally clicked for me when I realized that products and offers are not the same thing. And for years, I had been selling products, and that's why I was failing. And because I was the exact same as the other guy. But when I created an offer out of it, and I made it this awesome thing, and you get this and this, you get this and an info product, whatever it is, I started bundling and creating offers, and that's honestly when it blew up for me. And he said, yeah, for me, what I've noticed, this is him talking, he's like, what I noticed is that it's the people who are obsessed with the marketing who always make the money, but the people who are obsessed with the money never make the money. It's totally about the marketing part of it and creating the offers. So anyway, I thought that was interesting you just said that.
It is, and it is, like, I call it the vision. How do you put together a product that's going to inspire people? So on Pick Your Plum, it's a lot of like commodity, or it's a product-based site, right? I've never sold a product on Pick Your Plum. I sell the vision. So one of the examples is, this is crazy, but when we first got started, there wasn't a lot of money. And so I went out to my backyard. I found these blocks of wood. And what I did is I decorated them with some stuff, right? And made them cute, made them into ornaments for Christmas trees, made them into block kits for kids, stuff like that. And I sold the vision of what you could do with those blocks. Steven, we ended up selling over $9,000.
What?
In trash.
That's so cool.
Because we never sold the product. We sold the vision of what you could do with it.
Yeah.
And then that's what you sell, right?
Yeah.
Is you don't sell something.
You sell the hole, not the drill.
Yes. That's exactly it. And what can they do with it?
Yeah.
That's what you sell. That's what converts. That's what people want.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, how many times do you buy something and you never end up using it? I have so many. Russell, it's kind of fun. He came over for dinner last night over here, and we were geeking out over my books and the bookshelves, and that's what we do. It's geeky and it's fun, and we're going through all these books, and my wife walks up and she goes, "Are you ever actually going to read those?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course I am."
Sure.
Whatever. And Russell's like, "Yeah, we read the titles and get the gist, But it's funny that so many of us are like that, though. We look at these, we'll go buy stuff, whatever it is. And I mean, exercise equipment is a classic example. Treadmills are just another kind of coat hanger for most people. And it's because they got sold on the vision. and not the actual thing. It's really it's powerful.
It is.
That you said
it
that.
is.
Now, I wanted to ask another part here. So you've talked about how you just ask him and you create the offer. How do you get a lot of your traffic? How have you figured out that aspect of it? I know it's a big challenge for some of the listeners.
Okay, so remember what we learned in like kindergarten about how to share?
Barely. I kind of skipped that one. Just kidding.
It really goes back to like elementary school. You share. So you reach out to a blogger, you reach out to another shop, and you figure out how you can collaborate, because that shop's trying to grow too, right? And you find out how you can work together. It's so simple, and everybody makes it very, very complicated, but it doesn't need to be. Like in Blogland, we always are sharing each other's posts. In the e-commerce world, we're going out there and we're saying, hey, let's do a giveaway together. You've got a product that complements my product. Let's do a giveaway together. We'll get your readers and my readers excited, pumped up about it, and we can throw traffic to each other. And then we go to now I'm working with my course, my digital product, right? So now I'm going out there and I'm working with other people who have a complementary product, and then we interview each other or we post each other's stuff. I'm helping them grow. They're helping me grow. Now, when I do this, you have to do it with people with similar numbers. So if I came up to like Russell and I'm like, hey, Russell, post me on your Instagram page or something like that, and I only have like 200 followers or something like that, and he's got a gajillion, it's not going to work. It's got to be something where if I've got 200 followers, I'm working with someone with around 200 to 500 followers. And you do it in a way, it's more organic, or it's more like a friendship instead of go follow, I don't know, cookies with Lacey or something like that. That just looks too spammy. But if you can post a picture that says, hey, look at these cookies that Lacey made. They are so great. Or vice versa. It really is networking. And getting to know each other in the social world. And it really does work. And that is the big secret to how we grew our Facebook page to 2 million, is we just worked together and we came up with, hey, let's share each other's posts. And then I've got some bloggers right now that are excited about sharing this course. There's a few things that I've been working on, tweaking on. And Stephen, I'm still working on that. I launched it in March, this course, and I've been tweaking it, testing it, and perfecting it. And then I'm excited. I just got back from Thailand to be able to start pushing it harder and harder and harder. I've actually got a webinar this morning and I'm really excited about it.
Oh, cool.
And I guess it's not a webinar anymore, right? We call them master classes. Because nobody wants to go to a webinar. Yeah. So I've got a secret master class coming up today. And I'm constantly tweaking that offer. How can I serve my people more? How can I get them more information? How can I help them become more successful? And they see it. And then other people see it. And then people start talking about it. So it really goes back to what you learned in elementary. And it's to share. It really is so simple.
That's so interesting too that you say it that way too, because I know one of the pieces of advice Russell and I give is, some people be like, okay, I've got this sweet offer, but I have no money for ads. A situation that we've probably all been in before. I've got no money for ads. I've got no following. I'm literally brand new. There's still green on my ears. And we always tell them to do something that sounds ludicrous, but is very strategic, which is just to go find somebody who has a following, who'd want the product, and just give it to them. Don't even try and get any profit from it. That's and what you end up getting out of it though is a list, because you just send them out there and you end up getting all these people who opt in. Now you have another asset. There's a piece of value there. So you go to the next guy and you say, hey, I got this list. You got this list. How about you want to do a little cross promotion, just like you just said? Now your list grows and you got a little money. Then you go to the next person and do it again. By the time you've done it and flipped it 6 or 7 times, I mean, you're rich. It's exactly like you're talking.
Yeah. And okay, you are going to get told no. And I think a lot of people are scared by the word no. But who cares if you get told no? Just go find another person. You don't want to work with them anyways. If they're,
happen.
it is. So if you're prepared to get 1 yes out of 10, then you're a rock star. And you will feel good when you get that yes. Like, just don't think that everybody's going to say yes. You're going to get told no. It's not a big deal. Just move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. If it was easy, if we were just to flip on a light switch and become a millionaire, everybody would be. And then money wouldn't have any value, right? We actually have to go out, do the work, build those relationships, spoil those people, and be treated how we would want to be treated. I know when I get a product in the door, like a package, I'm like, woohoo, this is the best thing ever, right?
I loved yours, by the way. Thank you.
I'm glad you got it. That's the same thing. People want to be loved and want to be spoiled, and just treat them how you want to be treated. It's back to kindergarten, right?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I have one other just area I just wanted to ask you about real quick, and that is, okay, you got a guy over here who's saying drop shipping is the thing. Another person over here saying do all fulfillment, but only high ticket. This person says, there's a lot of areas and a lot of facets of the e-commerce world, and you're obviously an expert in it. And I just wanted to ask why you picked self-fulfillment, right? And low ticket, high volume, and that's mostly where you've been, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the In-N-Out burger approach, where we can sell thousands and thousands of a product at a low price and make good money.
Yeah.
The reason why, a couple things, is when I first started, I didn't have money to get a huge warehouse. I didn't have money to have someone fulfill my products. It's expensive to have someone fulfill, right? The margins weren't there. And I knew a lot of people that needed jobs. And so I started, the very first one was in the garage.
Yeah.
And I had people come over to the garage and help me fulfill out of the garage, because you do what you need to start growing your business, right?
Yeah. And
then we had a little tiny warehouse I think it was about 1,200 square feet, which I'll tell you what, scared the heebie-jeebies out of me to sign that contract.
I bet.
But when you're uncomfortable, I don't know, if we stay comfortable.
Stuff happens.
Yeah. Don't stay comfortable. You've got to get uncomfortable to be able to have results. And then I just found joy in writing people checks that I knew, that I grew to love, that I grew to find. And then there was more margins in it. We got to do a lot more fun things as a company. Now, in my course, I do teach self-fulfilling has higher margins, and there are great ways to do it, but I do give options about having other people fulfill for you. And the reason why I give both options is because I've been gone, a lot, and I've been traveling, and I want to be with my family. I don't want to stay up till 2:00 in the morning shipping products. That just, to me, is not fun, right? So there's other options that I give to help you, because the entrepreneur should not be shipping. They should not ever ship one product. Well, maybe one to see how the process goes, right? But they should not. They should not be shipping the product. And so I do give options. I do talk about ways to be able to get that off your plate, and how to hire it out, how to hire another company to do it when you're ready. Things like that, just so you can truly focus on what you're good at. That's finding the product, marketing, getting sales, getting out there, branding your product, growing your business, not necessarily shipping, because that's, I don't know. Some people love shipping. I'm not a fan of shipping.
No. And it's funny to hear you say that, with the amount of stuff that you ship.
No. I had my fair share of shipping, and oh man. Find help. Do not do it yourself. Find help. And I teach that a lot in my courses. You do what you're good at. Tell me which one it is. You have a podcast that talks exactly about that when you guys are at, see, I stalk you, Stephen. I really like what you have to say. When you're at IHOP and you were asking Russ, how he can get so much stuff done, and he just hires it out because he's like, I don't know how to do it. Which podcast is that? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's funny. I just know that there's something cool that I want to share, and then I come up with a title later. And so,
so it's probably about a month ago, because I listened to it. it was probably about a month and a half ago, but it was really, really good on focusing on what you're good at, and everything else, hire it out, get it off your plate.
Yeah, he told me once, he's like, Steven, I realized that I am a starter, and you are a finisher. That's why you're here. And it's so true. It's how it happens. He starts and I finish. And we're a cool team like that. So yeah, it's very true. You got to know which one you are, though. Hire out the other. Yep.
Agreed. Absolutely.
That's so cool. Well, Alison, I know we've been going for a little bit. And I just want to thank you for anyone who's listening to this. I'm going to put so much stinking ad money behind this because I want everyone to hear your story and your voice and everything that you do. Like, I am such a huge fan of Alison Prince and all the things that you do. It sounds like we stalk each other. You're just one of those people out there who's living and loving living, and you set up what you do in a way so that you can love it. And there's a lot of trial and error that comes with that in order to have it be that way. But anyway, it's just massive example. So where can people find out more about you?
So Facebook page, I just started the Because I Can clan about 3 months ago. You can find me on Facebook over there. I do have a personal Instagram account, Alison J. Prince, which I will start converting over into more of the business side soon. And I really like about the journey, right? Talking about the journey, how we're doing it. So you're going to see how I start doing that, and I'm sharing my story. Like right now, I'm on the Because I Can clan. I've been doing a Facebook Live. I did a Facebook Live every single day, except for 2 days in Cambodia when they didn't have internet.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry?
I said, well, what's your excuse? I'm just kidding.
Oh, Verizon and Cambodia do not get along.
That's funny.
No, I even called them, and they're like, yeah, no, we just don't work with Cambodia. And I'm like, wait, what? You realize what year it is? And they said, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to get into it. So there was a couple days that we couldn't do it in Cambodia. But I did, I related our experiences of scorpions and elephants and crazy stuff that we ran into and how they're related to business. So I did a Facebook Live. We're on day 19 today. And I did it, and I'm jotting down how fast that page is growing. So in 17 days, it had grown over 1,000 followers, which I was pretty excited about.
Wow.
And then the next half the month, I'm going to be doing that and then adding more. So I'm documenting my journey. And so I'll do it on the Facebook page. And then I've got a closed group, the Because I Can clan group. And then I'm sharing with people over there what I'm doing so they can watch that. Watch what I'm doing. Kind of what you guys do, watch the master's hands, right?
Yeah.
Is we go out there, we test it, we tell people what we're doing and what works and what doesn't work. And then they go out there and then they replicate it. So anyways, long story short, Because I Can clan on Facebook or my Instagram page. And then if they want to sign up for the course, that's 0 to 100K. So 0-100K.com. And you can find out all the information on the course, how people can make this a reality if they want to get their kids going on it. And my girls, they have their college education ready to go. They've got their savings account set up. They actually set up Roth IRAs this year.
Really?
My 8 and 9-year-old little boy, they have Roth IRAs right now, which
I don't even know that. It's awesome.
So it's a gift that we can give them as parents to be able to set them up financially when they hit certain ages. So you've got to think through the process of, no, they're not going to be able to get all that money when they're 18 and go crazy with it, right? We've set up milestones if they can get it when they're this age or this age or this age. But they have something, and they're 9 years old right now. Imagine what it's going to be like when they retire. So anyways, I talk about that kind of stuff because it's life changing.
It is.
It's life changing.
Yeah.
And others to be able to do it too. Because it's not hard. You just have to listen to people. I think that's the biggest thing. Listen and do. You have to be a doer. You have to make things happen.
Yeah. And you can't be so afraid of appearing imperfect. I think that's the biggest killer. I know that we're, but I know it's one of the biggest killers, in my opinion, of entrepreneurs, and actually being vulnerable with your marketing and getting out and sharing stories, sharing the successes, but even more importantly, the failures. And if you are afraid of appearing imperfect, it's something that I always bring this up, and people are probably sick of me saying it, but again, when you start down the entrepreneurial path, like your imperfections explode in your face, and you can't move on until you fix them. And anyway, it's awesome to have a person like you who's walked down the path, and you know what it's like, and you've been very successful. It's really cool to see. It's not, you're not afraid of messing up or being imperfect, or hey, that test didn't work, and being public about it. That's a huge key.
So you wanna hear something funny?
Yes, I do.
So when I did my course, I set a date. And Stephen, I set that date way too early, but I wanted to push myself. And I had stayed up for probably 2 weeks solid, just trying to get it done. I bought Liz Benny's course on the whole how to set up everything for a course, which Liz Benny, props to her. Yep. She is an amazing, amazing woman, a very wonderful teacher. When I did, oh my gosh, talk about a hot mess. When I did the course, I did the masterclass right. It went well. I had people buying the course after. I had linked them to Liz Benny's course. So people would buy the course, and then they'd say, Alison, how come I see a lady that's like talking about monkeys, which is her course, social media monkey, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to change her link out. And so... and then it gets even better, right? Then the payment plan, I didn't know that Stripe, when you do a payment plan, it like automatically sets it to a free 30-day trial. Yeah. So I'd given everybody my course for free that signed up for the payment plan, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then, it gets even better because why not, right? Yeah. I put a huge typo, like ginormously huge typo that in the guarantee. I said 100% money back guarantee if you are happy with the course.
Usually we don't care about typos that much. That's kind of a big one though.
That's a huge typo. So I am the perfect example of just do it. I ended up selling over, I think it was 26 courses, my very first launch, and it was a complete hot mess. But it was. I
remember that. You did it. You crushed it. You just did it.
I just did it. Yeah. I just did it. You go out there knowing you're going to make mistakes, and you tell people, say, you guys, the tech's probably going to be screwed up because this is my first time, but the information that I have is valuable. And it was. I was confident in what the offer was. I was not confident on the technology, but they were patient with me, and they were like, it's okay. And so I was able to get Liz Benny's course off there, direct them to my course, right? Get the payments fixed, change the guarantee. I didn't have one person ask for their money back because of what I was giving them, because they were so excited about the offer that they were fine with the mistakes. And I think that we don't give ourselves enough credit, and we're too scared. Like, don't be scared. People are there to help you because they want to be helped too.
Yeah, they're all making it up.
Just do it. Yep. Yeah. So mistakes and all, Stephen. And everybody listening, who cares? Just go do it. People need you. They need your information. They need your product. So just get out there and do it with mistakes and all.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think it was a Dan Kennedy, or I can't remember who it was, but it says you have an obligation to sell. If you've got something, it's actually an obligation to just get out there and just do it. You owe it to your message.
Yep. You owe it to, I don't know, we were given talents, right? So let's go out there and share our talents. Let's do the best that we can and live that because I can clan life. Live
That's
what we
right.
want because we can.
It's so true. So guys, go check out AlisonJPrince.com, 0to100k.com. I love that course. Oh, so good. The Because I Can Clan, the Facebook page, Alison Prince is the real deal, and super authentic, very, very genuine, and is willing to be vulnerable whenever she makes mistakes like the rest of us. So no reason to hide behind your own, because we all make them. And
that's right.
Anyways, thank you so much, Alison, for being on the show. Really appreciate it and all the value you gave.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been fun.
Thanks for listening to Sales Funnel Radio. Please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. Want to get one of today's best internet sales funnel for free? Go to salesfunnelbroker.com/free funnels to download your pre-built sales funnel today.